I want to tell you something that completely changed the way that I teach sewing. You can find so many videos on YouTube, on Instagram, on Reels, Shorts, long form, everything, but they are also focused on how to do certain things. That there made me think, but when you understand why, you have so much more freedom in what you create, how you create it, and if that would work for your body. You depend on someone else's ideas and fit, and when the moment comes that it doesn't work for your body, which it probably will once in a while because it's not specifically made for your body, then you get stuck. What I teach different is everything is built around the why. Why is this pattern piece shaped this specific way? Why does a dart go at a certain spot and not at another spot? Why does the fabric gape when I pull the fabric or the pattern piece here in this spot? When you're understanding the why, you're not following someone else's instructions. You're making the decisions, and that is the difference between a sewist and a designer. A sewist follows a pattern and a designer creates one by making a million tiny decisions. They understand why the pattern works and then they create their own. So it might sound like a big leap for you, but I promise you it's not, because the why is actually simpler to understand than the how, because it will be a memory, and memorized things are just simply easier to recognize than how to make things. I have two awesome stories for you. One of my students has done fashion school, and she worked on construction, on fit, understanding patterns. And then when she came to me after 4 years of studying fashion design, she still didn't understand patterns. Not really, at least. She knew the steps, but she didn't know why the steps works. Every time something went wrong with fit, with constructing, or it didn't come out the way she wanted to, she couldn't problem solve and just started over completely. When we started working together, I did not teach her more steps. I taught the logic underneath them by explaining it in depth. And then everything clicked because of all the knowledge she already had. And then just simplifying it and telling her the why, everything came together, and now she can create basically anything she wants. She told me it was the first time pattern making actually made sense, which of course made me very happy, and now we can really work on creating her dream pieces. Another student came to me that she wanted to sell digital sewing patterns, something she might have thought that was years away from where she currently was. She did not have a lot of experience with pattern making, but within 8 weeks we managed to work on a pattern that is now almost ready to be sold. And it's not because she's exceptional, although she is, but she just understands the why behind the patterns. She knows how to make decisions and how to make patterns work. She's designing she's designing something that completely is her style, which is also fun, which makes it also easier to work with. Okay, to be practical, what does learning the why actually look like? It starts with your basic blocks. A fitted pattern drafted to your specific measurements, not a standard size, your body. Your basic block is the why made physical, so it's literally something you can see on your body. When you have it on, you know where the points go, so you know where your neckline hits here, you know your shoulder length, you know your arm depth. All those things are your starting point and your template. And knowing those starting points, knowing those anchor points, knowing the fit will make it way easier to alter the fit. So if something is perfectly fitted and you want it to be more loose fitted, you're going to add X amount of centimeters. But because you know a perfect fit is, for example, 75 centimeters in my waist circumference, making something loose fitted might be 80 centimeters in the circumference. But I already know my starting point. And that 80 centimeters is a guess, but because it's built on something that fits you, built on the ratios that you know of, that makes it way easier to make a pattern fit after design decisions. And that is why I say that basic blocks is 90% of your pattern making skills. It's not all the other technical steps that you will learn by doing. It really is understanding the basic blocks and why they work. And yes, once you can do that and once you understand the basic block, you can create anything that you want. You do not have to spend your whole sewing life following someone else's pattern. You can be the designer for them yourself. You can look at something you love on Pinterest, in stores, on the runway, someone who passes you on the street, and know that you can make that, fit it to your body in the fabric that you choose. If you want to go even further than that, you can build a pattern making business, design pieces that other people can make. Turn something that you know into something that you can sell, because there will always be people who prefer to work from other people's pattern because they just enjoy the craft of sewing. But if you desire more, if you want to create those things for people, to get them started, to get them continue, to get them to make a specific certain piece that you are missing and you really want other people to be able to make as well, then that is closer than you think. The why behind the pattern is something that you can learn, and therefore it's something that you can start doing today. If this is the kind of sewing education you have been looking for, not more steps to follow, but a real understanding about how patterns work, I'd love to help you. I have a free resource in my community where you can create your own basic blocks. And if you're ready to dive in even deeper, design your own patterns, build something you eventually can sell, then I have my pattern mastery program where you can also book a free call in the link in the description. And we can talk whether it's the right fit for you for where you are. Subscribe if you not already have. I will post new videos every Tuesday and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.